Now I heard a lot of people recently saying that most things out here can be a distraction when it comes to the Diddy situation. And that could be true, and I agree. And most situations out here, when it comes to the news, most news is a distraction. Most of the time when they put news out here, it's a distraction of what goes on out here. But the problem that really comes into it, because when they put out Epstein news, it was distraction. When they put out the Ghislaine Maxwell news, the Diddy news, all of that stuff is a distraction. Don't mean it's not true, but it's a distraction. Because when the TMZ guy was putting out, allegedly, when he was putting out all this content, he was doing the same thing that Wendy Williams was doing. In the 90s, the 2000s, she was doing all this. And what she was really doing was, in her culture, what she was around and what she knew about directly, she was responding to and putting news articles out. But you got guys, this is where the problem went wrong. You have people that's not in the culture, that's not black, okay, we'll just get right down to it, that tries to report news about a culture they're not in or they don't know about. And it usually is only a problem when a black person is reporting black news. It's like y'all want people from other cultures to report our news, and then they'll say, well, that's too much, and they shouldn't go so hard on this person. That, bro, there's people really in jail. I don't care about people have my partner in jail for less right now. There's people really in jail right now. And we're not making any of these excuses. Everything is a distraction. And for some reason, when you make certain content about black artists or whatever, you got to do it with a fine comb, and you got to be careful and everything else. And bro, if this news has been talked about for years, without the internet, it wouldn't really be as big as it is right now. But a lot of these people been talking about news like this. The TMZ guy, that's why he ain't getting a lot of views and things like that no more, because black people got tired of being like, hey man, I'm tired of hearing about these stories. If you're gonna put the stories out, put the real story out. I know when I seen the Michael Jackson thing, bro was talking, you know how much money TMZ done made talking about Michael Jackson and Kanye every day? And people ain't never sat there and said, man, you know what, that's a distraction. The Kim Kardashian, the Kanye stuff, that's a distraction. And it was. Nobody ever said nothing like that. You know why? Because she was involved. People felt like, okay, well, Kim Kardashian, she can do whatever she want, you know. No, you can correct her too. Just like the Diddy stuff that's going on, you can correct her as well. You can definitely correct her as well. Because most of the girls that probably went around Diddy probably looked up to her, jumping to all the celebrity faces. So she was also a distraction all these years. It still is. The BBLs, that's a distraction. And have a lot of people been calling that stuff out? I mean, recently, but it's normal now already. It's been on television already. Who made it famous? So it's a lot of things that people been calling out. But the real root of the problem, and I'm going to break it all the way down in this video, so I ain't got to say it in the future. I'm going to just tell everybody to watch this video. But the real problem is, only black people correct other black people the right way. I'm just going to keep it 100. Black people been supporting Diddy just because he was black. I'll repeat that. A lot of black people have been supporting Diddy just because he was black. Not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just telling you. When people say, oh, we don't support each other. Oh, this, that. He been getting support. Ain't nobody been trying to find out what liquor that Clive Davis was selling, or what Steven Spielberg, what clothing line he got. We've been supporting the culture that we thought was the culture, and dudes don't even own a lot of this stuff. And this is why the information should come out. People are getting used as a face. It's not my fault that Diddy was getting used to sell liquor and Sean John and clothes and everything that he really don't own. Getting music from people, they talent, putting it on record that they don't own no more. Now he owns everything. You know what I'm saying? So we got a guy who's basically playing Robin Hood for the music community, for the industry, taking everything from the hood and giving it to the industry. Whether it's ideas, we talking about logos, all kind of stuff. Allegedly. The guy who even it was a guy that even said that the Biggie song that got stole from him back in the day. Nobody want to talk about that. But it's a lot of that stuff going on. But people say, yeah, it's a distraction, and they just want us to talk about Diddy every day. Bro, people were talking about Diddy before the media hopped on it recently. Before the media hopped on the Diddy story recently, people have been discussing Diddy openly over the years. Because we've seen too many things that were red flags. People always saying, man, I don't know. They always say black men gay in the industry. Or why they gotta always say that? I ain't know why they always gotta say that. Why they always gotta do that in the industry. Now, when we walking around in the streets and people just calling dudes gay and everything like that, that's just their personal problem. But we talking about in the industry where people are trying to get deals and trying to be artists and everything else. And then we find out the only artists that Diddy like to be around is the dudes who raw. They cool with that. And I'll drop a video after this explaining a lot of dudes who said that they weren't cool with it before all this came out. But the industry likes to latch on to black news, man. Y'all gotta call out these people who like to grab these little stories that people, because every time we start talking about something on the news, on our old social media platforms, in our own little, they call it Black Twitter now for some reason. I don't know. I guess when Black Twitter starts saying something, the media pick up the story and run with it. Like it ain't a whole bunch of other billionaires and trillionaires and millionaires out here, Hollywood execs. It's been people that been in Hollywood since they was children. For some reason, they ain't got no stories. Drew Barrymore, she done been in Hollywood since she was a baby. They ain't asked her about not one story. She ain't seen nothing, I guess. So it ain't our fault that we sitting around trying to clean up our neighborhood. Like, hey man, what's going on with Diddy? I thought we've been supporting him all these years. Let me see. Man, you ain't finna be able to tell nobody who to spent $10,000, $20,000 buying Diddy products, album, music, concerts, merchandise, Sean John, all this stuff over the years, Ciroc. People been buying all this stuff over the years just because his name was linked to it. Oh, he's a billionaire. They gonna support him. We gonna support him. I knew he ain't own half of the stuff just because I knew. But it's a lot of stuff that goes on in other communities that people don't call out. It's like this is what I'm gonna call out. Why do everybody expect black people to sit up here and be Power Rangers and to call out certain things all the time? And I'm just gonna keep it 1,000. We don't know nothing that's going on in the music industry with Latino music. We don't know nobody in the Latino music industry right now who's going around lurking and committing crimes. We don't know anybody in the white music industry that's white, country music, rock music, that has a lot of drugs. Everybody know rock music come with a lot of drugs. We don't have nobody in that community that we can actually look at right now and say, oh, that guy been doing this the whole time? So they focus on the music industry. I think people got it twisted to where they say, oh, well, black people just saying that because, bro, people been saying this about Diddy. Go look it up. It's old videos online. They've been posting them for years. Videos with Usher when he was everything. It's been videos popping up with Diddy for years. He had a Kevin Hart video, a Meek Mill. It's a lot of videos they had. I see everybody posting videos now, but people known about these videos already. They known about Diddy parties they've been bragging about all these years. The media been bragging about these parties. Oh man, Diddy's parties. Same media they'll turn around and say, oh man, I don't know why he was doing that. What was he doing? The problem that really I see is, and I'm just going to keep it a buck. Anybody who don't like it, you don't like the truth. Now, do you like the truth? Everybody talking about distractions and everything. Do you want to hear the truth, though? The real problem is, the news like this, Epstein had more stuff going on than what Diddy had. And all of us know that. Everybody who's black, Everybody who's anything else, no matter you Mexican, white, whatever, they all know Epstein had more going on. People were talking about Epstein every day during the pandemic shutdown. Every day from 2020, Epstein list. 2021, Epstein list. 2022, Epstein list. 2023, Epstein list. 2024, oh, we gonna flip it on Diddy. What's the lady name? Ghislaine Maxwell. When I seen that story come out, and you couldn't even get a picture of her in the courtroom, and we didn't even know she was in court. See, y'all notice they showing Young Thug in court every day. Every day they showing Young Thug in court. They like, oh, see, Young Thug in court right now. Oh, see, Young Thug in court right now. See, Young Thug in court. Epstein in court? Nothing. No videos, nothing. Weinstein in court? He just got a charge dropped from him. He might be getting out of jail soon. Nothing. No big story. Nothing. And this dude was out here. We got evidence that he was out here doing stuff. He got people that was working with him that went to jail. Epstein got way more stuff that went on than Diddy. And I ain't talking about no baby oil. Weinstein got more stuff than Diddy. And I ain't talking about just no baby oil. These dudes was out here taking everything. See, that's a whole nother subject. As far as what I know right now, my stuff, what the problem I have is different from what everybody else have. See, everybody else talking about baby oil and stuff right now. I got way more things than I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about other people, their careers, the family, money dudes done took, all that kind of stuff. But when the media put out the whole Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell situation, when they had the rumors allegedly they was messing with underage people, kidnapping them and everything else, all this bad stuff that was going on, the media picked that story up because we was talking about it during the whole shutdown. Oh yeah, we locked up Ghislaine Maxwell. We don't know that she's locked up. So people say, oh yeah, this Diddy thing is a distraction. It's a distraction because you're just now focusing on it. For people who's been calling this Diddy thing out for years, it's not a distraction because we've already been talking about it. The only difference between now and before is that the media wants to pick it up. We've been calling things out. If you look on the internet, the one thing people always say is, man, y'all always think of celebrity this. Y'all always listen to conspiracies. As soon as the media put it out, it ain't no conspiracy no more. It ain't my fault that everybody ain't grown yet, and they think that life is a certain way that it's really not. They think that celebrities and people that got money is clean-cut individuals who don't do no crimes and everything else. That's not my fault that people think like that. But then when they get in the public, they clutching on their purse and they scared to walk past nobody, and somebody asks them a question. It'll be a dude who look just like Diddy and go ask him a question. They, let me get away. He bothering me. But let Diddy would have came up before he got locked up recently. They would have been all. You see how everybody was in Diddy's face? Every time he was in public, even after all these charges, you still had girls all in his face. Come on, man. Still had girls all in the dude's face when he asking for pictures. Oh, that's Diddy. No Diddy. Still asking for pictures. So I can't change how people look at certain people, but at the same time, people been telling the truth. Bro, anytime somebody came out and said something about a celebrity back in the past, and it wasn't true, we always said, man, that's not true. When they were saying the Michael Jackson stuff, oh, he messing with so-and-so, he messing with these kids. Michael Jackson. And then everybody said, nah, that ain't happening. How he doing this, and this? They spent, people was talking, and people let them do that for years. They tried to throw Michael Jackson under the bus. People talking about Diddy, they tried to throw Michael Jackson under the bus. All the way under the bus. And what were these celebrities at then? Quiet, in the corner somewhere. They done did this before plenty of times. There's a lot of other things that go on that we know about that they haven't even started talking about yet. The real thing is the media is scared of the conversations we having amongst ourselves about celebrities and the industry news. Because the reason we talking about it, because they using us as a negative. Every time something negative happens, oh, this rapper this rapper that, this rapper that. Quit signing rappers who don't want to live. Quit signing rappers that's gonna pass away. That's your problem. If I got a job, if I got a company, or I got Home Depot or something, and I keep hiring guys who passing away from drug addictions and everything else, and I can't keep employees, that's my fault. Ain't nobody gonna sit up here and say, well, them employees, they ruining Home Depot. See, Home Depot used to be good, but them employees, they ruining it. They ain't even checking the guy who hiring everybody. So that's what the rap industry is to me. You hiring a whole bunch of nothing dudes who ain't really hanging in the game like that. When we got females out here with real talent. I don't like the female talent we got right now. We got girls on Instagram and TikTok, they got more talent than the girls who's rapping right now. And that's a fact. And we seen that during the whole shutdown. I seen girls rapping, putting out videos. I'm like, oh, that girl can spit. She go harder than Megan Thee Stallion. So that's the real problem. You got dudes like Diddy out here picking out artists for y'all, putting out artists, and ain't doing nothing for them. He ain't getting good talent. So it looks like he's just getting people that he can be able to have fun with or party with. The people who don't want to party, bro, we heard people in the past say, man, I ain't want to party with Diddy. I don't hang out with Diddy. Everybody, oh, man, you ain't trying to go to no Diddy party then. See, going to a Diddy party a couple of years ago, that was a good thing. When everybody was doing it during the pandemic, I was like, ugh, why are they still going to this dude parties? I'm talking about 4 years ago, 2020, 2021. I kept saying, why do they keep going to his parties? Why is he having guys come over before they have a versus and hang out with him? I said, why does every time somebody get a big podcast, allegedly, I ain't gonna say no names, but there's been a couple of rappers who got big podcasts, and the first thing they had to do was have a meeting or a dinner with Diddy. Yeah, I was over Diddy's house recently after they get a podcast deal. So yeah, everything is a distraction. But these other people in these other communities that's not black, they don't check their artists. If y'all notice that. They let them run around free and play with everything else. Now they trying to place blame on Justin Bieber on Diddy. Let me tell you something. And this is real talk. Justin Bieber has a manager he was with. He's one of the most powerful guys in the music industry right now. The guy has more power than Diddy right now. Is that a coincidence? No. Everybody breaking up Diddy and Justin Bieber right now. Where was Justin Bieber's mama? Where was his manager who has more power, who just sold Taylor Swift music recently? Where is he at? They got all this money. Where was he at? That's the reason why you have a manager. If something would have happened to Bow Wow, people would have called out Jermaine Dupri. But when it's the other way around, now imagine this, Jermaine Dupri and Bow Wow is the same thing that Justin Bieber and Scooter was. I think that's his name. But the same thing they was. So if something would happen to Bow Wow, what everybody would have said? Jermaine Dupri, you went on the top of your job, dog. What was Bow Wow mom at? What was Jermaine Dupri at? What? Bro, that's your artist? You was his manager and you was letting him run around like that? Now, I don't even know. Maybe Bow Wow was, like, I'm being real. If you think about it, I don't even know if Bow Wow got videos with Diddy like that. Not like Justin Bieber. And a lot of people got videos with Diddy. At this point right now, that ain't what we've been talking about. Like I said, you got people on the internet and media hijacking everything. So they saying, if you was even around Diddy, y'all need to do that by Epstein. Now, I'm talking about just if you was even around Epstein, bro, you should be in a lot of trouble right now. I'm talking about a lot of trouble. Epstein was doing a lot of stuff. So basically what they're doing is they're taking everything that we had found out about Epstein that was true, because we solved it on our own. Nobody on television or the news said anything about Epstein until we start talking about it online. We wasn't talking about Diddy. Let me tell you the smart thing about it. We was actually talking about Diddy stuff, but we knew that Epstein had a lot more power than what Diddy had, still has. Weinstein has more power than what Diddy had. That's a fact. The Ghislaine Maxwell lady, when I seen that people weren't paying attention to her, but the thing about it is, and I'm just gonna be 1,000 about it. This is the kind of channel I'm gonna have. Anyone who don't like it, I mean, I'm sorry, but the truth gonna be the truth. I haven't been wrong yet. But the real concern is everybody, and I mean everybody, whether you're black, white, whatever it is, everybody is concerned about where a black man's penis is going. Who a black man sleeping with. Who did he sleeping with? Who this person sleeping with. And that's just a fact. Oh, Michael Jackson. Oh, who he sleeping with? Oh, he got to be gay. Oh, who this person sleeping with? Oh, they got to be gay. That never been a problem. Ain't nobody went. People never walking around and said, man, Little Richard, he got to be gay. Look at Little Richard. He acting like a whole female. Nobody ever said that. Nobody was walking around saying, man, Michael Jackson acting like a whole female, man. Look, he got a hair permed and everything. He look like a whole girl. Look at Prince. He got on high heels. Nobody was ever like homophobic like that until recently when they had certain narratives or people know about certain news. There's a lot of people who knew about certain news in Hollywood. So we all know it's always been a distraction, but they're the ones who've been pushing it all these years. Pushing it. They'll put certain guys that look a certain way on the news. They'll put guys that like Don Lemon, but then you get Diddy who act just like Don Lemon or do certain things he does. Oh man, why Diddy doing all that? So I already knew, okay, that's not really an issue with me. Well, the issue with me is, because there's a lot of dudes who act like that, the issue with me was the crimes, the money, stealing money, not helping out people, helping out black artists. That's all I care about. I care about the culture. If you ain't protecting and helping the artists and paying them, then that's what the problem was for me. But all these media people who follow Vlad TV and Adam 22s and all that, who post nothing but negative stuff about black people all day, go to their channels and correct them. Put out videos about them, allegedly. Put out videos about them putting out black news all day, negative, getting a lot of black guys locked up. Don't nobody want to talk about Vlad putting out news all the time that's getting people locked up. I'm not finna get nobody locked up. And if they do get locked up, that's on their own. But Vlad is directly putting out news that's affecting and hurting black people. But he's not correcting the news about anything else. I just put Jerry Jones' video out. It got 2 views. And that's the most important video I done put out. Dude's a billionaire talking about penis size of other men that's employed by the NFL. That's a huge problem. Does anyone care about that? No, they don't. So when people say, yeah, it's a Diddy thing, a distraction, everything is a distraction. When we was talking about Diddy, the only reason a lot of people believe the Diddy thing now is because it's on TV. When it's on the internet, you're clickbaiting or it's fake, blah, blah, blah. I just had somebody recently talking about I had clickbait on my channel. This dude and he got videos on his channel talking about Orlando Anderson. The guy who they say killed Tupac. And he don't even know it. But I grew up in the house with Orlando Anderson. And his dad, his real father. And that's a fact. I might tell that story one day. I know everybody getting old. But yeah, I know Orlando Anderson's real father. But you have a dude who don't even know me get on my channel. His real dad. But you have a dude get on my channel and sit over and say, yeah, clickbait. And this dude got a video of Orlando Anderson on his channel right now. Bro don't even know it. I can talk to his dad right now and be like, hey man, see this dude got this video up about Orlando? We need to take that down. I can call his dad right now. And people don't even know his dad. Never got an interview from his real dad. They don't even know his real father. So at the end of the day, like, people don't know what they think they know. You don't know what I know. You really don't. We talking about distractions. That was a distraction. You had people all these years talking about, yeah, Orlando Anderson killed Tupac. Now we got people running around talking about, now you got people running around talking about, man, somebody else killed Tupac. It was Keefe D. It was this person. It was that person. Because Keefe D is basically Orlando. I guess that's Orlando mom. That's his mom brother. Because his real dad, that's not his brother. The dad that looked like Orlando, not his stepdad, or if he did have a stepdad back then, because I seen him at his daddy's house back in the day. Last time I seen him, he was at his dad's house. He was involved in the Diddy stuff. So the stuff that Diddy did got him in trouble or killed. Because that whole West Coast, East Coast, whatever, and Tupac running around, all that stuff, Diddy was behind because he didn't want to shake Suge Knight's hand. Or he didn't want to say, man, we good, I ain't in that. I don't want to beef, I'm not in that. I'm not trying to do no East Coast, West Coast. No, Diddy went out there and helped promote stuff like that. That was a distraction. So Diddy has cost more lives. He is one of the main. I'm going to say that for later on. But yeah, everything is a distraction though. Everything. People just, what y'all need to start realizing is people don't want to call out their own stuff. That's why the Karen thing was such a big deal. The only reasons people was calling out the Karen stuff recently is because people was putting out videos, black people was putting out videos about, hey man, these Karens tripping. They try to tell us to put masks on and all this other stuff. And why you wearing masks, taking masks off? See, people didn't realize it. They didn't see white women as a whole, and I'm just saying it, or black or white men or whatever, as a whole telling people what to do in public. So when the whole COVID thing happened, everybody got scared. You literally have people saying, oh, you need to take that mask off, and you ain't got to do all that, and why are you doing that? You're stupid, and why are you listening to them, and it's not real. So that's when everybody start realizing, oh, they do this? That's why everybody's posting videos, posting. You see now, ain't nobody posting no more videos because a lot of people whose mom or parents or that look like a Karen, they're not promoting that stuff. A lot of people was doing that for just views and money. After a while, a lot of these guys were just doing it for money and views. That's why a lot of gamers was doing it. But they was never calling out their mom about Karen behavior. They think it's normal. That's why when you see a lot of things going on right now, they don't put out Karen videos no more because that was something that we came up with. Just being 1,000. But yeah, everything's been a distraction. But the thing about it is, people don't hold their own cultures. They don't hold them to a standard like we do. I say it all the time. Every country has stuff going on inside their country. And they own little movie music industries. But they don't hold each other accountable, though. They sweep it under the rug and hide everything. So what people want us to do is they want us to call out. Oh, don't call out Diddy. Just stick to the Epstein thing. We've been talking about that. It's the people that look like Epstein that haven't been calling him out. That's the real problem. The thing about it is, what I don't like is, it seems like every time black people feel like, oh, I just feel so guilty for holding my own people accountable. Man, yo, get out of here with that crap. We hold everybody accountable. We call out everybody. A lot of these perverts been walking around Hollywood all these years because people that look like them been okay with it. Well, this guy white, so I'm gonna give him a pass. When they were saying, what's the old boy name, Corey Feldon or whatever, he still ain't said no names over the years. Oh, I just know this Hollywood exec that used to do this and that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, a lot of people believe him, but then he like, I ain't gonna say no names. All right, bro. Like the guy recently that was saying something, and people was like, oh, was he talking about Tyler Perry? He ain't say nothing. And it's like, people been calling this stuff out or trying to clean up. And then when you call certain people out, it's to clean up the community. And you also want a whole bunch of other young artists or actors and actresses signing or dealing with somebody who's a monster. That's it. That's it. That's all. We don't want, people been talking about casting couches for years. So yeah, everything is a distraction, but at the same time, the media sometimes jumps on stories that a lot of us talk about or call out online. You ain't hear no news articles or TMZ talking about, yeah, man, Jaguar right, because I got a story of this. TMZ done grabbed every story, every video from every hotel and everything else all these years. But they couldn't find out if somebody like Jaguar Wright was telling the truth. You know why? Because they didn't care about her telling the truth. They want to make money right now, and they got the green light. They got the green light to go all in on Diddy. If this was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they wouldn't have said nothing about Diddy. Nothing. So black people quit feeling guilty for cleaning up the whole community in every world. The whole world's community. People been calling, man, I've seen black people who like Trump call him out. I done seen people who thought Kamala was black call her out. I done seen people who liked Obama call him out. Let me say that. It was black people calling Obama out. Because you know why? We hold people to a certain standard. And if you're going to lie, don't lie to my face. Then you got a whole bunch of articles coming out now talking about, yeah, Obama, they ain't his real kids. That's a whole nother story. But I was talking about that when he was in office, when he was president. I was talking about that. Whether it's real or fake, we were still calling stuff out because we want to know if you real or not. Hey, we done gave you 8 years to fix a country that's been destroyed. And come to find out, if you look back, those weren't the golden years. We lost a lot back then. Now you can have plastic surgery and get your butt done and everything else, whether you're a man or female. But instead of just getting that loan for a car and putting that into your home or getting your house built onto or getting a pool done in the backyard, an in-ground pool or whatever you want to do with $20,000, $40,000, instead of putting that in your pocket, they trying to say, oh, you can get plastic surgery with it, but if you want a cash loan or something, no, we can't do that. So yeah, everything has been a distraction. It really has. But what people need to start realizing and start saying is, hey man, why y'all ain't calling out these country music artists? They got stuff going on too, because they do. Why y'all ain't calling out these rock and roll artists? They had stuff going on, which they did. Everybody know they was doing all kind of stuff on drugs back then and acid. And you telling me everything they did was consensual and these dudes was doing hard drugs? So everything they did back then was consensual. So y'all, the stuff that they accused Bill Cosby of, you telling me no rock stars back then was doing it? None of these guys, none of these old rock stars that's trying to perform at these Super Bowls, they ain't had their name involved in nothing. See, what they want to do is they want to wait until these guys either get old or until they die. See, what's going on right now is the pressure of the Tupac and Biggie stuff. It's a distraction really because they're not trying to solve anything. They're just trying to drag it out. Every year somebody from the Tupac situation dies, which is very weird in the first place. But then they just drag it out. Until it's just nothing else to talk about. They just drag it out until it's nothing else to talk about. It's every time somebody from Tupac's story or that was around Tupac, every time they start telling good stories, they magically pass away. So I'm talking about young too. A lot of these guys who was around Tupac, they young, 40s, 50s, 30s. Dudes passing away. Nah, dudes ain't living that hard. Dudes ain't living that hard. Yeah, what's really going on is the media is falling apart though. That's what the real problem is. And the only thing they can grab onto right now is Diddy. Did the media go all out with the Ghislaine Maxwell thing and Epstein? No, they did not. Epstein had more celebrities on his list, and he had more dirt on celebrities than Diddy could ever have. And that's just a fact. All Diddy had was dudes going to parties and thrashing each other. And I'm going to tell you something else, too. I know a lot of artists, a lot of celebrities that's black that had parties worse than what Diddy had. And I'll say that again. I know a lot of celebrities that was black that had worse parties than what Diddy had. So when we say going to a Diddy party, yeah, everybody ain't join in. I'm pretty sure Cat Williams will say, I don't know if he been directly, but he probably been to a Diddy party. That don't mean he went in there and slept with nobody. He probably showed up like, oh, okay. He already told the story back in the day. Man, I went to one of those parties. I showed up and I'm like, okay, I'm chilling. And then I'm going to certain rooms and I'm like, whoa. Well, you already said it. That don't mean he slept with nobody. So when people say, man, so-and-so went to a Diddy party, I mean, you can go to a Diddy party and not join in on anything. We already had Exhibit sit out here and call all that stuff out. But that's a whole nother video, though. That's a whole nother video. But yeah, everything's a distraction, man. The news is distraction. But what people don't do is they don't hold the news and media accountable. Man, y'all putting out bad stories. Why don't y'all talk about this? Why people don't never say, hey, man, the news need to talk about this. Until they start talking about this, I ain't going to watch them. Do you know why everybody ain't watching TMZ no more? Because we putting out real industry news online. So when people say, oh, y'all just talking about black people. No, it ain't like that. Do you see the story? Compare the story that TMZ been putting out over the last 10, 15, 20 years. And then compare the story that the internet been putting out the last 15, 20 years. And find out who's been more correct. Or who's been talking about real news. TMZ been talking about who somebody dating or who somebody supposed to be sleeping with now. It mostly became about just black artists. They was mixing it in a little bit. But then they realized, oh, we get the most views and stuff when we talking about Kanye all day. Then what him and Kim Kardashian doing it. Did he get into it with the paparazzi and stupid stuff. So yeah, the media, they just trying to hijack the Diddy story. That story been talked about 30 years. And you know what you notice about a lot of that stuff? A lot of the old men who were old back then when Diddy first came into the game, they dead now. They kids is running stuff now. So they're like, yeah, we done with this Diddy guy. Let's get rid of him. Ain't nobody. One thing I ain't heard was who hired Diddy. Who Diddy mentors is. First thing I looked up was who Diddy mentors is and who hired Diddy. And Clive Davis this. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. I'm just looking at certain things. I'm like, okay, I see this, I see that. Is anybody gonna call out these other executives who've been hiring these guys like Diddy over the years, giving them billions of dollars, calling them billionaires? Then when you get mad at them, you take it away like you did Kanye and everybody else? No, they haven't been calling that stuff out. Everything's a distraction. But at the same time, it's also truth. They just putting it out right now because too many people are talking about Diddy. If they would have never put that Diddy news out or arrested him recently or put those lawsuits out, people were still going to be calling this out because that's what we do. You got a lot of people now trying to go back and do research and find out who they done killed in the industry and who died young and why. They got a lot of artists that was under Diddy and Clive Davis, his homeboy, friend, mentor, whatever it is, allegedly, that passed away while under I guess you could say ownership or whatever it is. While they was under them, as far as a label or under their guidance or management, a lot of those people passed away early. A lot of people. We found out a lot of artists, a lot of black artists, couple of women under Clive Davis. So it's like, oh, hold on, red flag. So that's what we looking at out here. This other stuff people talking about, I mean, it's cool and everything else. The Diddy stuff been talked about, but that's not everybody's main focus right now. Trust me, it's not. A lot of people worry about the economy right now, politics, but everything else. But it's also still women and children, and that's turning into adults that wants to get signed by Bad Boy Records and everyone else. And a lot of people want to be the next Biggie. I had people that was close to me that had a deal from Diddy and turned it down. And everybody said, "You so stupid. You turned down a Diddy deal. You could have signed with Diddy." Now, ain't nobody telling that person now how smart they was to turn down Diddy and Jay-Z. I know somebody that turned down Diddy and Jay-Z. Because we knew the history already. Everybody, trust me, if I wanted to be the stuff Wendy Williams was putting out, I could have put out the same stuff and more at a young age as a kid. I already knew about all that stuff. But I ain't airing nobody out though. But at the same time, it's getting old, bro. Everybody else got kids. I got nieces and nephews now. And they be wanting to go live and TikTok and all that other stuff. I'm like, bro, nah, I gotta speak out on this stuff, cause if I don't, then they can end up in the same situation like a Diddy. Then everybody will be like, see, that's another Diddy. Because these people let him do whatever he want, but he always been like that. Nah. So they ain't gonna, nah. So yeah, you got people out here who have kids and stuff who's wanting to get to the industry. It's probably over with now because the industry is dying, but everything is a distraction. I know when people say when they say the Diddy thing a distraction. Yeah, but that don't mean a lot of it don't got truth to it. We've been talking about this for years. There's been a lot of stuff that's been solved online. But what they really want is they want everybody to get old and pass away, then start telling the truth. They want you to get old. They want everybody in the Tupac situation to either be dead or old. Because Tupac mama dead now. He's supposedly dead. Shooters, Orlando's dead. So all that situation, now you got people still talking about, well, we don't know who killed Tupac or Biggie. We still trying to figure it out. And y'all been saying, Cuz was the one who did it. So y'all said Orlando was the one who did it now. So that's why they want everybody to get old and then come out with the truth. The media be knowing. They know, but they don't run the headlines no more. That's why they jumped on top of the Diddy stuff. And trust me, I'm not finna be just talking about no Diddy. You ain't heard me talk about no baby oil one time. I got my own information. I don't need to take nobody else's stories to talk about what they talking about. I got my own experiences with Diddy. Not directly, but from family and other people. So yeah, people know about the industry. Ain't nobody, bro, people could have been making money out talking about the industry. That's nothing. What people trying to do is actually clean up this stuff because people are dying behind this. We losing our whole legacy. Now everybody walking around talking about only rappers die and everything else. But yeah, I'm going to get on top of that. But yeah, it's all a distraction.